on the inside, but how she looks on the outside. So when you look at, let's say if I took a piece of candy, and I got 2 pieces of candy. I put one on the ground without a wrapper, and I put another one on the ground with a wrapper. Which one is all of the disgusting bugs going to want to creep to? To the one that's uncovered. Because when it comes to how a woman is supposed to dress, she's supposed to wear what? Modest apparel, a dress, right? Read that.
That's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness.
With what?
With shamefacedness.
Right, but shamefacedness. Meaning that when you got a lot of sisters out here, they wearing them tight pants, and our sisters know how we built. They know how they built. They know they curvy, right? That's not modest apparel. That's why it says with shamefacedness. Because what you got up under all of that, that's supposed to be for your man. I ain't supposed to see that. The next brother ain't supposed to see that. That's all supposed to be for him, right? So it says that when you dress, you have to think about what will bring my man honor? What will bring me honor? What wouldn't disrespect you said your father was in your life? What wouldn't disrespect my father? That's what shamefacedness is. Read on.
And sobriety.
And with what?
And sobriety.
The sobriety is going into the wine of this world. It can be going also into liquor. When it comes to the wine of this world and their indoctrination, how does this world feel like women should dress? Provocative. How do OnlyFans feel like women should dress? How should P-Hub feel like women should dress? They feel like women should just be out there. That's the wine that comes with this world. You say the nigga what? Absolutely. And the thing is that when it comes down to white women can dress like that. Arab women, if y'all people want to dress, you know the Arabs don't play about that. Y'all dress like that. But our women should not be carrying themselves in that manner. Because there is nothing more beautiful than a so-called black woman. Real fast, give me 1 Timothy chapter 3, not 1 Timothy, 1 Ezra chapter 3 and verse 12. There is nothing more beautiful and more powerful than our sisters. But when the white man get in our heads, they turn the so-called black woman against the black man. They turn his, you say what? Rebuke her? We just let white people do what white people do.
That's right.
As long as you don't get too close, ain't nothing gotta happen. Read that, and you got Jeremiah? Read what you got, Jeremiah 6 and 2.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 2.
Bring it up.
I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely.
To a what?
To a comely.
To a what?
To a comely.
To a comely. Comely meaning beautiful, right? The Lord didn't like it. See, the world call them snow bunnies. They call white girls snow bunny. I don't call them snow bunnies because snow bunnies is cute. A bunny is cute. White woman is lab rats, right? So it says that I have likened my women, the black and Hispanic woman, into a comely and what?
And delicate woman.
It says I've likened them into a comely and delicate woman, meaning there's a behavior that's supposed to come with black and Hispanic women. We should be dressing a certain way. We should be acting a certain way. We shouldn't be drinking a certain way. Still more on that? Right. Read 3 and 12. Read.
Book of First Ezra chapter 3 verse 12. The third row. Women are strong.
It says what?
Women are strong.
It says the third row. These were 3 wise men trying to show forth parables, and they were saying what we think is the strongest. Real fast, start at verse 18.
Verse 18. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine.
How exceeding strong is what?
Is wine.
Wine is very strong. It can cause men to do things that in their right mind, they wouldn't actually do. Right, read on.
It causeth all men to err that drink it, and maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the free man, of the poor man and of the rich. It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor death.
Wine can cause men to do things that they wouldn't normally do.
What they call it now is spirits, right?
Exactly. But go to 1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 26. When it comes down to what a woman can do to a man, or they could change a man's life. It's brothers that ain't been the same since 3rd grade, man, because they got their heart broke by a sister. There is power that comes with who you are in the Lord. And when you allow white people to take that away from you by how you dress, by how they get you to act, how much they get you to drink, and they indoctrinate you, you lose that power that came with the Spirit of God. Read that.
Book of 1 Ezra chapter 4 verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits.
For what? For who? For what? It says a man will lose his mind over his woman, because there's nothing more important to a man than who he calls his princess, than a woman that sits on his side. And who's supposed to sit on the side of the so-called black man? It's supposed to be the black woman. But right now, the black woman is sitting on the side of the so-called white man because she disrespects the black man. She ain't got no respect for him. She ain't got no love for him. Real fast, give me Ezekiel, the 19th chapter, and I want you to start at verse number 2, right? When it comes down to how our women have been guided in America, it's been misdirection. Now, when our sisters, instead of wearing their beautiful hair, what kind of wigs do they be having on? Blonde wigs, yeah, white wigs, get the braids with the gold in it. What's wrong with your curly hair? Ain't nothing wrong with your curly hair. But because we've been taught that white people is the epitome of beauty, we start to act like it. We get into sexual deviancy. We kill ourselves. We start to worship their gods. The Jesus that they give us is a so-called white man, right? Turn that around. Look, such a sister, see there right there. The Jesus that they give us is a so-called white man. When we read through the scriptures, yeah, when we read through the Bible, Christ's supposed to look like us. Exactly, he had hair just like you, right? But we allowed them to take that from us. The same way that our women have allowed them to take their modesty away, dress, and how they, what I call for? Read that.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 19 and verse 2. And say, what is thy mother?
It says what?
What is thy mother?
Going into our women, it says, what does your mother become? Read on.
A lioness.
A what?
A lioness.
It says she's become a lioness. She's become overly aggressive.
Right.
She done lost her softness.
Right.
She done lost her kindness. She done lost her motherly ability. And now what is they doing? You weren't here earlier. It was a bunch of sisters that was fighting some gay dude in the middle of the street. That's what we've become. And that happens when we turn away from simple things, just like wearing a dress. Right? Now, when it comes down to what we eat, they talk about how we're supposed to eat. Pork is one, right? What else? Because pork is the main one. That's something that... You said what? You said we ain't supposed to be eating beef. I'll just play. When it comes down to beef, you're supposed to eat that in moderation. Like it's not supposed to be something you're supposed to be eating it every single day. When it comes down to the animals that are feared, the Lord did allow you to eat them. I'm going to show you that. Give me Deuteronomy the 14th chapter. Deuteronomy chapter 14, I want you to start at verse number 6. Because while the pork is something that we're not supposed to eat, you said what? Exactly. And yeah, don't let what they say, don't let the devil steal your joy. Right, read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 4.
You got time, brother? You ain't got time? Alright, that's fine. Give me 5 seconds though. Read on.
These are the beasts which ye shall eat, the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, verse 6, and every beast that parteth the hoof.
And every beast that does what?
Every beast that parteth the hoof.
Every beast that has every beast or animal that has a split hoof, and what else?
And cleaveth the cleft into 2 claws, and cheweth the cud.
And cheweth the what?
And cheweth the cud.
Meaning that they properly digest their food. They swallow it, regurgitate it. Swallow it, regurgitate it. A pig doesn't do that. Now a cow does. But here's the problem with the beef that we now have in America. When you read in Ezekiel, that we're going to eat defiled food among the Gentiles.
Right.
So the beef that we have, yes, they poison it. They're not treating it right. They overfeeding it with corn. Back in the day, you can eat beef whenever you wanted to. But now, exactly. You never know what it really is. See that? You're a vegetarian or pescatarian? Pescatarian, see my wife is pescatarian. I tried it, I'm too big. Right? I tried, it didn't work.
Right.
I tried.
Right.
Yeah. All praise to the Most High. So that's one of the things. Now, you said you're a pescatarian. What are some of the things that you eat from the water? You personally. Okay. All praise. Okay. Yeah. Peter was a fisherman. The Watergate. You have men that work the Watergate. All praise. Now, what kinds of fish do you eat? Because all fish ain't good fish. All praise to the Most High. Clap it up for the sister, man. All right, that's the Spirit of the Lord. Real fast, give me Romans chapter 2, and I want you to read verse number 13. That's the Spirit of the Lord within you, even though you didn't know that the Spirit of the Lord was there. All right, read that.
Book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God. Verse 14. For when the Gentiles which have not the law,
Gentiles would be somebody that doesn't know they're an Israelite. Right now, this world tries to convince everybody on the planet that the Gentiles Christ came to love were people that were not his people, when he said himself, I was only sent to my own.
Right.
But the same way they tried to turn Jesus white, they turned his message white. What does the white man teach? They teach colonization. They teach that you have to love them. When it comes down to the scriptures, the Bible doesn't actually teach that. So, exactly. Yep.
Sometimes why?
Yep.
Like we should be asking, why do I owe you all the time? Okay.
Yep.
And I just wish that, like, I know everything happens for a reason, you know, but if our people know what was going on and like that being our people are,
Yep.
but to stay away from it,
Yeah. It's in Deuteronomy the sixth chapter. Absolutely. That's in Deuteronomy the 6th chapter. Get that. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 6. All right, wait. Stay where you at. Keep reading. It says, for the Gentiles which have not the law. The Gentiles being the people that, like, do you know you're Israelite? You heard that before? Oh, so all praise to the Most High, man. I'm finna teach the sister here. Like, she already knows she's Israelite, man. Right, clap it up for the sister, man. All praise to the Most High. You currently congregated? All praises to the Most High. Right, the Lord calls us to be together. That's in Zephaniah the 2nd chapter.
Right.
Right? Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 6.
know.
And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children,
Read it again.
unto thy children,
Right?
and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way.
The Lord says that his law is supposed to be within everything we do. Right? But we've lost that as a nation. You got any questions for me while I'm up here? Because I'm about to teach. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, I 100% agree. The reason why I spoke on the woman is because that was the topic of the conversation. You see what we do? Ain't none of the men up there equal. We all answer to somebody. I'll answer to a man. And that man checks me on what I might not do for my household. He checks me for what I might not do for my woman. So when it comes down to how we check the brothers, we check brothers.
Right.
You see, we done built men of God, men of valor.
Right.
But when we check the men, we check the men. And when we talking to the sisters, we deal with the sisters.
Right.
Best believe we got brothers is in order up here.
Right.
Give yourselves a hand clap, man.
Right. That is correct.
All the brothers ain't like-minded like y'all.
Right.
They not out here talking.
Right.
They literally being stupid.
Right.
Cheating on their girl, leaving her in the house, their kids in the house.
Yeah,
Why you?
I got you.
Like that part that we stress. I'm a single mother.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have no choice but to be.
Yeah, the nurturing. And that's not your fault, right? And you've been not real fast, give me Nehemiah the 8th chapter, that's not your fault. But that's what the brotherhood, that's why I asked you, do you congregate? Because you don't have to have a husband for a man to step in and help God. You got a son or a daughter? You got both? You don't have to have a husband in order for a man to kind of step in and help guide your children. The scriptures say we're supposed to be a father to the fatherless. That's what brothers up here do. A lot of us help to raise up children that ain't even our own. I ain't got no kids, but I can't tell you how many stepkids I got, right? Because that's our duty to do. Brothers laugh. Right, through the spirit, not through marriage, brother. See that?
Right.
But what I call Nehemiah the 8th chapter, Nehemiah 8 and 1.
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together.
They did what?
And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street.
To the what?
As one man into the street.
Gathered themselves together as one man into the street. So how you spoke on, you wanted more brothers to be doing that? That's what we up here doing.
Right.
We not even from here. Yeah, I'm from Milwaukee. We got brothers, watch how I don't leave brothers out. We got brothers from Indiana. We got brothers from Detroit. We got brothers from Milwaukee. We got brothers from Chicago. We got brothers from Cleveland. We got brothers from, where the brother from is not Akron. Where he at? Where was that at? Shikaki. Kashaki?
You got it.
Said Koshak. We got brothers from Koshak. Right. We got a brother from Kentucky. We got brothers from all over the map. And when we go out to do, they lay in the house. And when we go out to do, as we go up, we got same brothers in St. Louis, so like and we go out to build up more men. Give me Luke chapter 14. I want you to start at verse number 23. Because that's how the Spirit of the Lord works. Absolutely, you got a women's congregation. You looking to join a women's congregation? Right, you in Cleveland? All right, we're going to give you the brother's info. Brother, you can get the brother information and we can help get you into the schools, sis.
Crazy.
Give me Luke chapter 14 and start at verse number 23. Building houses is what the Lord raised the men up here up for. He didn't raise us up to come out here and scream to the top of our voices. You think I like screaming? That's why I got a mic. We came out here to make men. We came out here to build up sisters. We came out here to unify houses. Because ever since we've been in America, our house has been under attack. The so-called white man has done so much damage to us, man. And you say what? And all we've done is worship their gods, fight in their military, raise up their children, and reap none of the benefits. It's about time for the black and Hispanic man to come back to your heritage the way that the Most High is supposed to do it, man. You gotta stop acting like a so-called white man. Hey, the Mexicans gotta stop acting like a Mexican. You gotta act like a Hebrew. The niggas gotta stop acting like niggas. You gotta act like Israelites. You gotta be the real Jews. Right now we got white people defiling our name. We got white people calling themselves by something that is not there. They raping babies. They raping women. They killing the innocent. They robbing nations. And we're allowing it to happen. When, oh black man, are you going to take your heritage back? Isaiah chapter 1 and start at verse number 16. It's time for us to repent. Make sure you get the sister info or the brother Dawa, whichever one of you. Right, give me that real quick.
Bring that out.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse number 16, man.
Bring it out.
Where we can get it first.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse number 16.
Bring it out.
Wash you, make you clean.
What did the Lord say?
Wash you, make you clean.
Again.
Wash you, make you clean.
The Lord said to wash yourselves. Make yourselves clean.
Right.
Because you become vilified. You become dirty. You become unclean with the spirit of white people. With the spirit of the Arabs. With the spirit of everybody that is not you. It's time for you to reclaim your heritage. Keep reading.
Put away the evil of your doing.
What the Lord say?
Put away the evil of your doing.
We gotta do it, we.
Put away the evil of your doing.
We gotta do it over drinking.
Put away the evil of your
We
doing.
gotta do a single parent household.
Put away the evil of your
We
doing.
have to put away all of the evil that we've been taught since we've been here. They ain't meant no good for you. That's why you're destroyed right now. Because the things that they teach you, they don't turn around. They don't do that. They don't treat their women like crap. You see how they treat the Arab woman? They treat her like she's valuable to them. Because he values her. It's time for the black man and the Hispanic man to value his woman. It's time for you to value yourself. Read what you got real fast. Nehemiah chapter 1 and verse 7.
The book of Nehemiah chapter 1 and verse 7. Dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments which thou commandest thy servant Moses. Mighty. Remember, I beseech thee, my word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad. I will do what?
I will scatter you abroad.
The Lord said if we transgress, we're just going to have to live like niggas in the places that we live now. All because of our sins were destroyed. Yeah, you can try to blame oppression all day, but what are you going to turn around and do? You're going to vote for their systems. You're going to stand in line for hours upon hours, and you're going to vote for their white presidents. And you know they ain't going to do nothing for us. You're going to support their systems. You see how we are happy to tear up taxes, but they ain't trying to give to the Israelite camps. The ones that's out here on the front line, that's destroying Islam, which is destroying our people. That's destroying Christianity, which is destroying our people. That is destroying every vile thing that has come against us.
Continuing on. Among the nations, but if ye turn unto me and keep my commandments, do what?
And keep my commandments.
And do them. Though there were of you cast out,
It says what?
Though there were of you cast
It
out,
says, though there were of you cast out, even though you've been cast out. And I know what you're going through, black and Hispanic man, because I went through it too.
Right.
But even though you feel like the Lord is no longer dealing with you, like he no longer hears your prayers,
Right.
that the Lord is no longer there, or as if the Lord wasn't real. He said, as though you were cast out, what's going to happen?
unto the uttermost part of the heaven, yet will I gather them from thence.
Will I do what?
Yet will I gather them from thence.
It says, yet will I gather them from thence. It's time for you to come back, man. It's time for you to be a real Jew. For you to be a real Israelite. To be from the tribe of Naphtali. To be from the tribe of Gad. Stop claiming what they gave you. The white man ain't gave you nothing that was good for you. That's why you are alcoholic. That's why our sisters can't stop doing OnlyFans right now. That's why our brothers can't get off the drugs. Where do you think you got that from? You got that from them. Because that kind of stuff works for white people. That kind of stuff works for the Arabs. That kind of stuff works for the so-called Chinese man. But it doesn't work for us. That's why when we do what they do, we're more destroyed than they are. Because the white woman was meant to be a whore. That's why God created her, man. The Arab woman was meant to be a slut. That's why the Lord created her. But our women, y'all women wasn't meant to be like that. Y'all meant to be princesses. Are the greatest men on the earth. Y'all meant to be powerful. Y'all meant to be beautiful. Y'all wasn't meant to have blonde hair. Look. We wasn't meant to be like that, man. We were meant to stand in what makes us beautiful. Read Isaiah chapter 53, what you got?
Bring that out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 20.
Bring it out.
Thy sons have faded.
It says what?
Thy sons have faded.
Read again.
Thy sons have faded.
Our sons have faded in these streets. They've become destroyed. They've lost hope. That's why we had that homosexual with a green wig fighting women. They've become so faint when it comes down to how they live. When it comes down to how you operate, when it comes down to your thought process and the spirit that you hold within yourself. Read on.
They lie at the head of all the streets.
They do what?
They lie at the head of all the streets.
And what happened to Trayvon Martin? What happened to the brother that was just killed by that Chinese man? We lay at the head of all of the streets. We're the ones dying. We're the ones fighting. We're the ones that's being destroyed. And then while they let our people die, let's pray that their people die. Let's pray that their children die. That their babies die. You know why they got to die? Because my people died. Because my people got killed. Because my people suffer. I don't give a damn about no white man. We're not out here to save him. We out here to save the so-called black man. We're out here to save the so-called Hispanic. We're out here to save the so-called Native American. Because you're the one that needs saving. They try to say that the God came for everybody. What is he going to save white people from? The only thing white people need to be saved from is themselves. That's why the Lord said that they got to go. He's a virus to the earth. And we have been presented as the thing that's going to cure this planet. Keep reading what you got, man.
They lie at the head of all the streets. As a wild bull.
As a what?
As a wild bull.
What are they?
As a wild bull.
It says that our young men are like wild bulls. They're aggressive. Even the tribe of Judah, it says what? That you're a lion. But you know what this world tries to do? What Christianity tries to do? They try to put that lion in the cage. They try to put that bull in the cage. Hey, young blood, ain't nothing wrong with being aggressive. And we gonna show you what you should put that aggression towards. Stop putting it towards your brother and put it against your enemies. Stop putting it against your women. And you aim that towards your adversaries. You aim that towards the people that have shown you they hate you, man. Not the people that hate you because they were told to. Keep reading.
As a wild bull in their neck. They are full.
They are what?
They are full of the fury of the Lord.
They are full of the fury of the Lord. Huh? That anger that you have, and bring it up here to us. We are mold you. We are shape you. We are create you into a new warrior. What's almighty man? What's your name?
Mighty brother.
Bruce. How you doing, Bruce? I'm gonna ask you real fast, right? Turn around the 12 tribe chart. You see yourself on this sign? Now you got 12 different names. Right? I'm gonna go through them. Right? You got American Black. Would you be a so-called African American? Either one of y'all, would y'all be African American? African American? So when it comes down to the African Americans, they call us African American Blacks. Let's break that down. And we can go through the history of every name we've been called since being in America. Africa is what? A continent. America is what? A continent. If I go and ask a so-called Italian or a white person, they're gonna tell you they go back to where? Italy. A white person. Yeah, you gotta take them out. If I ask a so-called white person, they're gonna say, I go back to Italy. I go back to Spain. I'm French. I understand my history. But when it comes down to us, we were given the name of 2 different continents.
Right.
And then when we got tired of the 2 different continents, they gave us a color. But everybody else has a history. They say that we African. Well, which country in Africa do we come from?
Right.
You got 54 countries. What country do I come from? Because why can't I know my history the same way that the Chinese man knows his history? Why can't my history be important to me the same way that the so-called white man's heritage is important to him?
Right.
We have to come back to who we are. We have to come back to who we are.
Right.
And who we are isn't an African-American black. But I'm going to show you who we actually are according to the Bible. Real fast, go back to Nehemiah chapter 1.
Bring it out, King.
And I want you to read verse number 7.
Bring it out.
Nehemiah, the 1st verse and the 7th chapter. Now I'm going to ask y'all, who do y'all think we are? Wild guess. That's the average answer. That's what we usually expect. I was the same way, right? Especially once you start to get spiritual, you be like, well, you know, I am a spiritual being. Just kind of create something because we crave an identity, but it's been robbed of us. Read what you got real fast.
The book of Nehemiah chapter 1 and verse 7. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments, which thou commandest thy servant Moses.
This is the children of Israel, who the world would call the Jews, because right now they say the Jews look like who? They say the Jews are those people that's over in Jerusalem right now, over in Israel, destroying the so-called Palestinians. They say that they're the Jews. Now it says that when the real Israelites disobey the Lord, what's going to happen?
Remember, I beseech ye, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses.
Moses, it says that this is the word that was commanded by Moses. Moses wrote the first 5 books. You got Genesis through Deuteronomy. Read on.
If ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad.
It says, if you transgress, I will scatter you abroad. Where?
Among the nations.
Among the who?
Among the nations.
And that y'all gonna be scattered among every single nation. Now I'm gonna ask you, how did we get into these different nations? As a people, us specifically. Huh? People of color. You can say black people, people of color, period. It all happened the same. Huh? A lot of ways, name one. The transatlantic slave trade, what would you say? The same thing? Are you want to say? All right, so the transatlantic slave trade. Now, what if I told you that the transatlantic slave trade was in the Bible? Matter of fact, I want you to do this. I want you to walk it down for me. The transatlantic slave trade, you had people that grabbed us, right? They did what with us? Put us on ships, and when they put us on ships, we were brought into a new land, and then what happened? We got sold to the highest bidder. I'm gonna show you that in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse number 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So it says that God was going to bring his chosen people into Egypt again. Remember how I said it was talking about the thing that was written by Moses? We're reading the words of Moses. So it says that God was going to bring his people into Egypt. Now this Egypt isn't a literal Egypt because they never went back. It's a spiritual place. And we're going to show you what Egypt means according to the Bible. Read that.
Judah 5. Book of Judah chapter 5 verse 12. Then they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt, with incurable plagues. So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight.
So it says the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. You know what happened with them? I'm going to show you. Jump up to verse 11.
Verse 11. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them, and dealt suddenly with them, and brought them low with laboring in brick.
What?
And laboring with brick.
That he brought them low with laboring and with brick, and did what?
And made them slaves.
And made them what?
And made them slaves.
It says the king of Egypt made the children of Israel to be slaves. I know you gotta go. I got you. Okay, I'm gonna cook. Let me cook. I got you, brother. Right? So it says that he made them slaves. Now we read it in Deuteronomy. The thing that was prophesied by Moses, his people was gonna go back into Egypt. We just showed you that Egypt is referring unto slavery. Go back to that. Now I want you to, instead of where it says Egypt, I want you to use the word slavery. Read that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read it again.
With ships.
Read it aloud.
With ships.
It says that he was going to put his people into slavery by way of boats. Right, read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
And what happened? Once you get to this new land, you're not going to see your homeland again. You're not going to get to go home again. You're going to be forced to be whoever you're molded and created to be in this new place. Read on.
And there ye shall be sold. Ye shall be sold.
It says in this place, give me Jeremiah 23 and 25. Ye shall be sold unto who?
Unto your enemies.
To your enemies. Because who bought us? The so-called white man. Read on.
For bondmen
A slave man,
and bondwomen.
slave woman. Read on.
And no man shall buy them.
That word buy just means redeem. Meaning that nobody's going to get you out of the position that you're in, because right now we celebrate Juneteenth and we think that slavery is actually over with. But when you look at our conditions, what's actually changed? We work day and night just to have somewhere to sleep, just to have something to eat. That's all the slaves did. The only thing that's different is that instead of getting hit with a whip, they hit you with your taxes. They hit you financially. They hit your household. They hit you with drugs. They hit you with guns, right? And it says that nobody's going to redeem you or get you out of the position that you're in. Now, men have tried. You had Malcolm X's. Who else? Martin Luther King. Marcus Garvey. Now, it was kind of crazy that you said Martin Luther King, because you low-key kind of prophesied, man. Clap it up for the brother. The brother prophesied and didn't even know. Because you know who's also written about in the Bible? Martin Luther King. What was his most famous speech? Read that.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name.
So it says that these prophets prophesy, but they prophesy lies. Now, before his dream came to pass, what do we have? We had colleges, we had businesses, we had our own farming systems, we had our own banks, we had our own fuel systems. But ever since his dream has come to fruition, it's been our nightmare. And everybody wants to, and I'm gonna show you where he at, we getting there, right? But everybody says they want to honor Martin Luther King, but the reason why they call them historically black college universities is because they ain't built one since we've been joined to them. That's why they historical. So it says that I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name. Saying what?
Saying, I have dreamed.
I have what?
I have dreamed.
Martin Luther King said,
I have dreamed.
It says, I have dreamed. You even got that prophesied in the Bible. But it said that that man was a false prophet, because his dream wasn't supposed to be our dream. That's why we so destroyed, right? So how else do we live as a people, as a so-called black race? Throw it out there. Ain't no offenses. I know you know, you just don't want to say it. Let it out, brother. Right, how do we live? What'd you say? We stick together? Okay, so now when it comes down to us sticking together, this is what I would say sticking together looks like. I would say that it's us unifying, not killing each other, not selling each other drugs, not over drinking, not leaving your household, not selling drugs to your best friend's what's her name, not sleeping with your best friend's girl. So when it comes down to how we act as a people, I wouldn't say that we unify, because even the leaders that we choose, every 4 years, who do we go and elect? We go and elect the president. How many of those presidents have been like us? One. Now we say Barack Obama was like us. You wouldn't agree? We say that Barack Obama was like us. Barack Obama didn't claim this. Barack Obama would claim that he's Hawaiian. When you actually look into his heritage, he was an African. He wasn't a so-called black man. And the thing is that there is a very big difference in between African and in between being black. And I'm gonna show you that. Give me Exodus chapter 11 and verse 7. Because if you ever talk to an African, they will never tell you I'm African. They don't say I'm African. I'm from Swahili. I'm from Ghana. I'm from this land. I'm Egyptian. I have my culture. But when they look at us, you don't have a culture. They don't look at us as their people. Africa got 54 different countries. 54. And none of them claim to be African. That's just the continent that they live on. That's like you ain't gonna find somebody in Venezuela saying, oh, I'm South American. They're gonna be like, what? I'm Venezuelan. So just because we came from the western coast of Africa doesn't make us an ethnic African. We were just people that was living amongst that land. Because when you look at the East Indians wouldn't call themselves African or black. But how do they look? Just as dark as us. So when it comes down to Barack Obama, he was actually not one of us. Read what you got.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference.
Put a what?
Doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
And the Israelites. So when it came down to the Egyptians or the Africans and the Israelites, he said, yeah, there's a clear difference. Y'all are not the same people. But we've been taught that we're the same people. So Barack Obama, I would not classify him as a so-called black man.
At all.
So when you say you think we unify, when we actually look at the intricacies of what's going on, we ain't unified at all, right? But we are destroyed. Like I said earlier, we got fathers not in the household. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 54, right? Everything that was prophesied in this Bible to come was prophesied to happen to God's chosen people, to the true Jews. But the people claiming themselves to be the Jews right now, they living la vida loca. They living it up. They just had the biggest pride fest in the entire world. And they proud about it. And you guys chosen people, right? Read what you got.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse number 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
It says that we're going to have an evil eye toward our own people. Meaning that when you see another brother just like you, he got nice shoes. You see that your brother got the bones on. We call them bones where I'm from. Man, bro, how when somebody a hater and you got some cleats, some fresh J's on, what they gonna say? Take them. What size is them? Exactly. But when you look at every other nation, the Asians don't do that. Like I said, the Arabs, the East Indians, white people, they don't do that to each other. It's just us. And they said that these things were going to happen because of our disobedience to his laws, right? So it says, one, we're gonna have an evil eye towards one another. Read on.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And toward the wife of his bosom. If there's one thing blacks and Hispanics gonna have, is baby mama drama, right? According to the scriptures, when you lay down with a woman, she becomes your wife, right? And it says that you're gonna have an evil eye towards your wife. Now, I'm gonna ask, do the problems in your relationship start when you get on one knee, or once you mess around with her? Once you mess around with her, because that's the curses kicking in because of our disobedience unto God, right? Now it's one more on this. Read on.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall leave.
So it says he's gonna have children, and he's gonna leave his children. We only see that going on within our communities. So when it comes down to who's the true biblical Israelite or the true biblical Jew, it has to be us, because we're the only one living in those circumstances. Does that make sense? Now, when it says that we were going to go through that because of our disobedience towards his laws, y'all know what God's laws are? You said what? The commandments, right? But which commandments? Because most people say the 10. Look at this book. Somebody show me a book. Look. You don't tell me it's only 10 commandments in this whole Bible. It's only 10 things he said you can and cannot do, right? It's not actually 10 things. This entire Bible is our law. The same way that America has their constitution and their amendments, we got the Old Testament and the New Testament. This is our law for our nation of people that live within a nation of people. And it says that we were going to be in these conditions because of our disrespect and our disregard for his laws. We're going to show you some of those laws. And most people don't know them, because how do we eat as a people? Some of our main things that we eat. You said soul food? Soul food. And what they always got in the soul food? Pork, right? Bacon. And the beans, you always got the bacon and the beans. You don't like them? I don't like baked beans either, right? But read Leviticus chapter 11 and verse number 7.
The book of Leviticus chapter 11 verse 7. And the swine.
Swine. So swine going into the pig or pork, right? Read on.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. Yet he cheweth not the cud.
Pig doesn't properly digest its food. When you see a cow, they swallow, spit it back up. Swallow, spit it back up. The same thing with deer. When it comes down to pigs, one, they just eat anything. Right? And then they don't properly digest anything. So they take all the bad things up, they take all of the good things up, and you just mix with one ball of just salt and disgustingness. Right? And the Lord commanded us not to eat that. Read on.
He is unclean to you, Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch.
The Lord said that we aren't supposed to be eating pork. But what are some of the number one things that we eat in our household?
Right.
It's pork, right? So the reason why we destroy is for the very habits that we have today. I'm gonna show you even one more. What's a black man's favorite fish? Catfish. Right,
that?
keep reading.
Continuing on, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Anything that comes from the water that has fins and scales, the Lord said that you can eat it. Now, what are some of the things that have fins and scales in the water? Like you say, you got fish. You said what? Salmon, right? Everybody say it different, right? Read on.
It says, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
So it says everything that doesn't have fins and scales, we can't eat those things. That's shellfish, which our sisters love them a crab boil.
Right.
That's even catfish. Because a catfish, yeah, they got fins, but they don't have scales. The scale is supposed to be the protection. That's what keep all of the bacteria and the viruses away. That's why when you notice how a catfish eats and how a pig eats, they eat the same exact way. They bottom feeders. They just eat anything that you throw to them. So catfish is also another thing that the Lord commanded us to not be eating. But like you said, what is that? Our favorite fish. I'm gonna show y'all one more. Let me know if y'all gotta go. Give me Leviticus chapter 35 and start at verse number 2. Everything that we've been taught to do and the way we've been taught to live in America is directly against God, and I'm going to show you why. Give me Judith chapter 5 and start at verse number 20.
Israel, right?
Leviticus 35 and 2. Exodus 35 and 2, select it. All right, while you get that, give me Judith chapter 5 and start verse number 20. Right. Yeah.
The book of Exodus chapter 35 verse 2. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day,
The seventh day, read on.
there shall be to you an holy day.
So the Lord's holy day is on the seventh day. What day do they teach us that the Lord's day is? Sunday. But when we look at the calendar, what's the seventh day of the week? How it just said. It's actually Saturday. Sunday is the beginning of the week. Exactly. But when you look at the Christianity that's been pushed, they push, oh, you're supposed to worship God on Sunday. And then look, turn that Jesus around. Show them the Jesus.
See that?
It's the Jesus that they say you got to go worship on Sunday. Right? He ain't got the horns and the teeth, of course. We put that on there. Brothers get artsy. But that's because that's not the true depiction of what Christ looks like. So they tell you the wrong day, and then they tell you that you got to go and praise the wrong Jesus. And that's exactly against everything that the Bible says. And it's why we're destroyed. So it says that on this seventh day, which is Saturday, which is today, it's supposed to be a holy day. A what? Read on.
A Sabbath of rest.
What?
A Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein.
This word work can mean what you do for business. It can do for overworking, right? It's supposed to be a day of rest. You can't buy on this day. You're not supposed to cook on this day. You can't force your kids to go mow the lawn on this day. It's supposed to be your day off. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 5 and start at verse number 12. And the thing is that these other nations, they know this. They know this about you. And they know who you are. But in order for them to stay in power, they got to deprive you of who you are. And this is what's crazy about it. They called you lazy and turned around and made you a slave.
See that?
How does that make sense? They told you that black people weren't capable of reading, but they put laws in place to keep you from reading. They know the power that comes when the Spirit of God is within you. That's why they do everything they can to keep you from who you are. Read that.
Deuteronomy. This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people,
If there be any error in this people, y'all gotta go? All right, this is my last one. I got you. This is my last one. Read on.
and they sin against their God,
So if we sin against God, read on.
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
This is another nation speaking on us. He said that if we can get them to sin against their God, that's gonna be their ruin. But what else? Read on.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And then we've been overcome as a people. Now it's the latter half, then I got y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Read on.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them. Lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them.
It says that when we keep his commandments, our God is going to be for us. So I'm going to ask y'all before y'all go, who did God say that y'all are according to the Bible? You said what? You said Africans? That's not Africans. Israelites, all praise to the Most High. Clap it up for the brother, man. All right, shalom. I'm Tahoe Ward, man. Y'all brothers be safe. It's the Sabbath day, man. No working. Ain't no working and buying. Right, all praise to the Most High, man. You said what? Right here, or cooking. No, none of it. No selling. No, none of it. Go lay your ass down. Right. Or come out to camp. That's it. If you ain't at camp on the Sabbath, what is you doing, man? Like, give me Luke chapter 14 and verse 23. I gotta see the clock, brother. Brother sniping me. Right, read that. Whoever passed it. Wait, who passed it? All right, close your Bibles. Wait, close it. Luke 14 and 23, go.
Get up. See that? On spot. Don't give up, brother.
Chapter 14 and verse 23. Then said one unto him, Lord, are there few that be saved? And he said unto them,
Reading, brother. Oh, it ain't over with. It ain't over.
23. And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges.
You gotta read it mightier than that.
And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges.
It says go out into the highways and hedges and do what?
And compel them to come in.
Do what?
And compel them to come in.
It says go out to the highways and the hedges and compel my people to come home.
That's right.
Why would you want to be like them? I mean, look at them. There is nothing more vile than their people. There is nothing more disgusting. There is nothing more wicked. There is nothing more evil than a so-called white man. Give me Acts chapter 18. I want you to start at verse number 4, man. Our people need to come home and stop acting like them. Because when you act like them, they say we be chimping out. Lord in Christ, there is nobody more animalistic than white people. White people, and this is how, listen, this is how I know that they the beast of the field and the most crafty beast of the field. You know what they did to Nat Turner? They ate him. They ate Nat Turner. That's how much white people are animalistic, is that they will eat anything that crosses their path. And that's how I know. What you gonna say?
With his bones, they collected them and passed them to their family members as heirlooms and made oil out of them.
That's right.
The white man is absolutely disgusting. And that's how much they hate black and Hispanic revolutionaries.
That's right.
That's why they hate you as much as they do. That's why that so-called white man was chipping out earlier. Is because they can't stand when a black and Hispanic actually stands up for himself. When he actually has confidence. When he actually has courage. It just does something to their spirit and to their bones to where they want to do everything in their power to kill you. They want to do everything in their power to stop your movement. Don't let them take your power, black and Hispanic man. But come back to who you are and be an Israelite of God. Be a prince of the power of God. Right? Read what you got.
Book of Acts, chapter 18, so verse number 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews.
Persuaded who?
He persuaded the Jews.
He persuaded the Jews. Right now, the Jews will be, or of old times spiritually, it will be the Christians. Right? It will be the people, I finished. It will be the people that know that they should be following God, but they follow God incorrectly. We got to reason with those people. We got to get them to come home. What else? Read on.
And persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
And the what?
And the Greeks. And the Greeks.
Greeks will be the people that have no desire to follow the Bible at all.
That's right.
It's the people that ain't got into spirituality.
Right.
The people that ain't got into Islam. The people that got into everything that's been given unto us. What do Asians follow? Buddhism?
Right.
Why do the Asians follow Buddhism?
Right.
And that's a damn Hindu. That's a, what is he, an East Indian? No. The dude over Buddhism, Buddha. Wasn't he an East Indian?
It's confusion.
I come.
You don't know.
But with that, I'm going to give all honor and glory to Yahweh. For Shema Mashiach, Yahweh Shah, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Shalom.